Right now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Background, as I just mentioned, that pretty much helped me with my FAR, my PEC, audit. You can say my CA, IPCC background helped me there. Like regulation, like you're studying right now, this is like totally new. I would say you have to pay a lot of attention. Yeah, how many of you are from CA background or something? Okay, not CA background, let me tell me. Not CA background. Okay, so for you all something, your FAR and everything is also new. Like Siva said, BC, I don't know why people consider it tough, but coming from me, it will be very wrong because you have costing in your CA. Then in my CMA, I had my finance and everything, so that pretty much helped me a lot with BC. But all the subjects have their equal importance. You cannot say any subject is like, underrated or any subject is overrated. But for reg, I would definitely say reg was the thing that, spoiled my entire plan that I should pass all my 4 subjects in one go. For reg, I had to give a second attempt because again, I underestimated reg. I was well prepared, I can say, but when you're traveling, you have to keep in mind that you keep a little gap. You don't. I was a little overconfident there. I was traveling day 1 and day 3 I was writing my exam. So that kind of spoiled my attempt for reg. But other than that, FAR like it's more of concepts. There are too many concepts to be written in one paper. So FAR you have to study a lot, and reg also you have to study a lot. Audit and DEC, I would tell you that audit is totally theory. They are like hardly you have anything practical. So for audit theory cases, you have to be more. It takes a lot of time. It takes more revision. For FAR and reg, once you understand the concepts, if you attend your MCQs, your sims, that is enough. But for audit, you will have to read. Read not once, not twice, maybe thrice. Because those are overlapping concepts. What you have studied in chapter 1 will again come for you somewhere in chapter 4 in a little bit different manner. So that needs a lot of reading and a lot of memorizing stuff. For DEC, like you just mentioned, there is chapter 1 and chapter 6, which are your total boring chapters, I can tell you. But those are the chapters where you will get your maximum MCQs for every subject. Wherever your theory portion is concentrated, that will be tested in your MCQs because there is no scope of testing such thing in your simulations. The simulations will be mostly your numbers and they give you exhibits and all that. I don't think so any kind of theory can be tested over there. So all your practical stuff is supposed to be tested. For DEC, I can tell you that chapter 1, chapter 6 are poorly tested in MCQs. And the rest of the 3 chapters, 4 chapters in between are tested in your simulations. People find DEC a little bit difficult because you do not have any authoritative literature to help you in your simulations. Plus you have your written communication questions as well. So for your written communication questions, where it is like, since you are your Becker, I would say the Becker videos, means your skill master videos, are the best for your written communication preparation because they guide you on how do you start, means your introduction of the paragraph, then how do you structure the body, and then how you go to your conclusion. That is very well explained by the Becker videos. So that way you can go ahead and write any of your skill, written communication questions without thinking that maybe I'm missing this point or something, because it's more about presentation than about the concept. Because you are addressing, supposing I had literally got a memo to address it to my vice president of the company. So there you are tested on how well you can address your point as well as keep it short and simple. So those are all things they help you in that skill master video. Other than that, the skill master videos help you for all your simulations also. Like for my exams, since I'm working also, I can say that I do not have much time for my preparation. So every 3 months we have a quarter closure where we work like day and night. So that is the reason my preparation would always have a gap in between. I should prepare for some time, then again I would have my busy season again. So that is the reason I could say there was not any continuous practice for me. But at the last minute, like before 1 day or 2 days preparing for my exams, I used to watch these Becker Skill Master videos because when they are helping you how to solve the question, they also help you how to revise. They will give you a gist of that concept which is tested in that particular simulation. So they kind of help you a lot there. So my theory for everybody cannot be same because everybody has their own different caliber, their own retaining capacity. But I would just say that practice. Practice is important, but more than that, how well versed you are with your concepts, that is more important. If you have a strong conceptual base, maybe if you haven't practiced that particular topic, but somewhere or the other, if it is there at the back of your mind, it will surely strike you in the exam. Coming for the exam, so the thing is that you have your different test lists. So what is tested in the first test list will again might be repeated in the second test list in a different way. If me, my MCQs, the same MCQ what I got in my test list 1 was repeated in test list 2 as well. So in test list 1, my MCQ options were very tricky, so I answered it wrong. When I went to the second test list, I'm like, shit, this was there in the first test list and I answered them wrong. So I know I have answered it here right. So then that way, that I felt is a little drawback that you cannot go back to the first test list. Once it is submitted, you cannot, go back and change your answer. But definitely, it's a learning for me as well. I, kept that in mind for my next exams. So coming to your simulations, people get worried that in simulations you have a lot of exhibits. There are like 8 exhibits, 9 exhibits in one simulation. But it's not like every exhibit is needed to answer all the questions. So you will have one particular question which is related to that one exhibit. So maybe you can once read all your exhibits, once open them all, one read them. And then you can see, okay fine, this is a smaller exhibit. So this will answer like 1 or 2 questions. So, size your window, arrange your exhibits since you have only one side of the page where you can set your exhibits. And once you finish all these smaller exhibits, you can go to the bigger ones which have maybe 2 to 3 questions. So, but every exhibit is important. There will not be anything in exam like he's giving you just for a time pass purpose something. It will have some or the other hint for you. Like for my FAR exam, I had got a balance sheet, okay, and then I was supposed to tally my cash book. So for me, the helpful thing was I know that my ending balance in my balance sheet is definitely going to be my answer of the cash book. So I was, if it was not matching, I was sure that I'm missing it somewhere. And when it matched, I was like, this is 100% sure. So that way, sometimes your exhibits are very helpful because they, give you a hidden answer there. Coming to the authoritative literature, that is, you can say a little bit tricky because you should know how to search things in it. So like now you're doing regulations, so I'm sure sir might be helping you all with simulations and stuff as well. So looking for words, like you have just the words, a combination of word or a particular phrase you're looking for. So at that time you need to be very particular of what you are looking, because sometimes just a miss of a spelling also, the spelling is also very important, there's no copy paste option there sometimes. So those things are very important to keep in mind, and you save time, that is very important. The more time you save on your MCQs, you have time for your simulations because you do not know how tricky it might come, how many exhibits you have, or how much you will need to look into the authoritative literature. So it is better, like Becker gives you a breakage of how much time is needed for how much test rate. But I would suggest that if it says 40 minutes, try to complete it in 30 to 35 minutes. Even a minute you saved is more important for you. Eventually, there will be some cases where you give some time in the exam. My exams always I give 10 to 15 minutes. I finish my exam before the 4-hour period because I was trying to save time in my MCQs. So eventually my simulations might have come easy or something. But it's okay if you give them back their time. But it should not be a case that you know the answer because you have fallen short of time, you missed your simulation or something. So time management is also important over there. And other than that, like it's a new place, you will have to get habituated to the place, your health, everything, that all also matters. So you have to keep that in mind while you span your exams. So that's all I would like to say from my end. If any of you have any questions, you can ask me.
So you said one question from testlet 1, the same got repeated in testlet 2. It is happened all the 4, like particular?
Two of my exams that happened.
Audit and reach?
No, for my regulation and for my audit. So that's where I felt my regulation was gone and screwed.
As I said, you were working at so how was your study plan and how did you make 2 weeks of this and go on?
No, I did all my procedures in that. That's what I'm telling you, right? I was traveling on day 1. I wrote my first paper on day 3. So if I would have been a gap, then maybe I would have passed all 4 at one go. I have to give another attempt for my regulation. got my inspiration midway, go back for my closure. Then again I went for my exam. So that way it was a bit tricky for me.
How much gap did you take between two exams?
See, BEC was always my forte. I was like, I love costing, I love my numbers. So for BEC I had to take like 2 days or something. Regulation was my first paper, which I definitely stood up. Then I had taken a 4-day gap because some audit is something I don't like. Audit is something I don't like, so I had taken a long gap for audit. And then I didn't get my dates, so my FAR exam was again like 4 to 5 days away. So that way you can say 4 to 5 days is adequate time. Depending upon what are your stronger subjects, you can take lesser time for them. It also depends upon the dates you get there. I had to write one of my papers in Abu Dhabi because Dubai did not have dates at that time.
I heard that you need a green card to write in Riyadh. Abu Dhabi, is it so?
I am not sure about Riyadh because I did not write in Riyadh. I was writing in Dubai and in Abu Dhabi. I wrote one of my papers. And easier written in Abu Dhabi. Any other ways?
So any strategies for written communication?
Written communications, I would be like, definitely like I told you, the videos are very helpful. For my end, I can say that when you start your written communications, first address what's the issue. Then when you come to explain your point, means from the concept point of view, you give your body there. And when you conclude, don't give them, since you're addressing a higher management always, or an auditor and an outsider, never give your statement. It can always be like your idea. And I would say the way you frame your sentences. Some people, I'm not sure, I've seen that who come from a CA background or BCom background, we have a habit of writing, right? That 1 plus 2 is equal to 3, 2 plus 1 is equal to 3, we write it down again. So don't try to do that. Try to frame your sentences that they do not sound repetitive. Okay, maybe once you are addressing it, like in the introduction, if you are addressing it in a passive voice, come down and change the structure. Maybe you are addressing the same point, but don't let it look like you're repeating your sentence or your phrase. That way you need a lot of synonyms and things to address the point. But always try to be precise. Maybe you can give a small example if it's like in terms of numbers or something. A small 1-liner or 2-liner example stating of how it would be wrong, or how it shows the wrong picture to people. That way you can address it. Like I had a question, maybe a difference between absorption costing and variable costing. So maybe that way you can give a small example of how the numbers are overinflated or inflated, and you can examply express it.
So there are chances for getting calculations.
No, you won't get any calculation. You are supposed to theoretically explain which one was better. Like they will tell you your company is already following this, but since this has newly come into the market, ABC costing has newly come into the market. Explain them why they should switch over to ABC costing. He says that the CFO wants you to explain it to the director level guy or to the auditor why we have switched this purpose. So that way you have to explain the merit. How you felt it is better better portraying your financials that way.
Any tips for audit preparation? Because I'm completely...
Okay, audit is something I really don't like. But as I told you, audit is a lot of repetitive stuff. So like, for audit I would say more of reading the book will be important. Definitely the software, the MCQs and everything is helpful, the videos are helpful. But the more you read, you will understand that what is, being repeated. If something might be told in the first unit, that will have 2 additional points and will come in the 4th unit like I told you. So audit is like, I feel a little bit better the book could be written, but I am not a person who can comment there because they are, I feel, definitely experts who are doing that. But for audit, more of reading is important, and I would say, I told this to one person and they were like, it's impossible. But I would say that, you read your book so thoroughly that if you're sitting half an hour before the exam, maybe you're going in a taxi or you're sitting at the center, they tell you wait for some time. You should have the capacity that in 15 minutes you skim the book and okay, fine, okay, this page has this topic, this page has this topic. So So if that well versed you are with your textbook, that's going to help a lot, because definitely videos might strike you that okay fine, Tim had told this or Gary had told this, but you read retains more. And if you are having time, like if you're not working or maybe you're able to give time for your preparation, I would suggest write down, because what you write down you retain more. If you feel key points or something, just write it down, and once you skim through your own notes, you understand, okay, I have a better understanding here. That way, I would say I had prepared a lot of fruit for next, but at the end of the day, some things first-hand experience helps sometimes.
So when it comes to written communication, you presented the answer in paragraph or point?
Paragraph, no point-wise. No point-wise. That I can tell you in the Becker video also. There's no bullet points or something. You are writing a memo. It's always 90% of the time they give you a memo to write. So there are no bullet points, because that makes it look a little informal. So it's always paragraph. Body in maximum 3 paragraphs, minimum 3 paragraphs, or maximum 4. If you want, you can break the middle paragraph into 2. But the first is always introduction, the last is always conclusion. The middle one you can alter between 1 or 2, depending upon the size you want to explain. But no bullet points.
So when you are giving your audit exam, you felt that writing bit of far.
After coming for my audit exam, I was crying because I was sure I was going to fail. I cried a lot after coming, and then my mom was like, okay, you have far left. Please finish that. Don't cry. Don't screw that up because of your audit. But thankfully, I cleared it. That was.
Is it similar to CA curriculum auditing or something? Or
See, all your subjects are not as in depth they want you in CA, because in CA I've seen that they will ask you questions and questions and questions. Here they ask you the concept, because the numbers might change or 1 or 2 scenarios might change, but at the end of the day, why you are following that concept will never change. So that way, yes, audit is, I would say it is not as tough as your final audit, but not as easy as your IPCC. It is somewhere in between. So definitely it needs, for me I was writing after 5 to 6 years, so I needed brushing up a lot.
It's not normally on corporate and
Sorry?
the last chapters of farm. Normally on
That is tested heavily in your MCQs.
it's like just the book and the video.
It's just the book and the videos. I pretty much wanted to leave it, but I couldn't. Those are also very tricky chapters. Your different type of funds will be tested, and all whatever is there in those 3 chapters. Basically, I don't even remember what I wrote in those 3 chapters. It was like last minute preparation of those 3 chapters, but they are very important. Like in FAR, those are heavily tested in your MCQs. That is for sure.
What about the derivative section?
Sorry?
Derivative section.
Derivative section?
Like option one.
In FAR. See, I told you, right? Whatever is your theoretical will be tested in your MCQs heavily, because they have a lesser scope of testing that in your simulations. Definitely they can test you, like there is one model of the question. I'm not sure how many of you have solved simulations. There's one model where they give you a memo, a written already memo, and maybe 1 or 2 phrases might be wrong or something. They will ask you to, correct those phrases. So there maybe they can test you on 1 or 2 theoretical concepts, but mostly your simulations are practically based subjects, because that is where they can test you on all the numbers.
how did you revise one day before the exam? Did you mark any chapters?
People is going to throw me out if I tell you this, but I have studied only 2 days before my exam, because I didn't have time before that. Only 2 days before my exam I used to study, because hardly I had any time. I was working on I travelled on 15th or something. Till 13th I was working. So it was like, okay, 1 day before your travel we'll give you a leave. 1 or 2 days before my travel I got my leave. So that way my preparation would be whole night. It would be all night outs for me. And I would all, again and again brush up the book nicely. He always told me a thing that, solve your, these exams, mock exams in Becker. But I hardly had any time, so I used to try 1 or 2 simulations and go for these videos, because in videos they revise your topics. I would tell you this again and again, because they help you, right? They'll show you the question, they'll say, okay fine, this question has this answer. Why is this? They will give you the concept also there. So if you're short of time, rather than going for the subject video, go for the simulation solving video, because they'll help you with the simulation as well, and they'll help you with your concept as well. And you're short on time. But I would suggest, if you are having adequate time, please do the entire thing from A to Z.
Any tips for regulation?
Regulation.
Sir is there only. How dare you ask?
She's a better person than me because she recently took the exam. So. In fact, even I want to hear from you for regulation.
Regulation, first attempt I was very confident. I went and I wrote, screwed it up. Second attempt was all fluke for me. I was expecting, okay, hota nahi hota, that was my scenario. But at the end of the day, second attempt I passed happily. For regulation, I would say that you have so much, like every concept, every page is a concept in itself. So you cannot say, okay, fine, this chapter will be heavily tested here or this chapter will be heavily tested there. Every concept can be repeated. Okay, so maybe I got it in my exam, you might not get it in your exam, because there is so much in depth, like your AMD itself has so many answers. I will tell you, from AMD itself you can get 4 MCQs. One in this test list, one in that test list. So you cannot say what is important regulation, because all the topics are new for every one of us. And it has all, it is a combination of theory and practical in the same topic itself. So that way, you can say your regulation, your contracts and all, again the last 2 chapters, they can be, I'm not saying very heavily tested, because at the end of the day, in the starting chapters also you have theory. But yeah, they cannot be tested in your sims, so definitely they'll be tested in your MCQs a little bit more. But other than that, all topics will be covered in your MCQs as well. Like all your practical topics also will be covered there. Regulation is something where you will have to use your authoritative literature a lot, because there are, like, in your simulations, you will be tested on 2 to 3 topics together in one simulation. So in that place, you should be very clear on how to search the authoritative literature. Because the first time I wrote my reg exam, I easily found my stuff what was I was looking in my authoritative literature. But the second time when I wrote it, I'm like searching and like 20 minutes on one simulation, and I was not able to find it in my authoritative literature. So at the end of the day, I had to go by what was my understanding, what I retained, and maybe a little bit help from the literature. But that way, you cannot totally rely on the authoritative literature also sometimes. That's, reg is a little bit tricky there, so maybe sir will help you more on that.
What went wrong for you in first case?
First case was, like I said, I never written any mock exam. So I was...
Lack of practice.
Yes, you can see it can be lack of practice also. And it's like, new place, you're a little bit scared, and I was
And she wrote all the 4 together.
And I hadn't slept for 2 days. I was traveling, and then I was tired, everything took a toll on me, and maybe I was a little more confident with reg, because reg was the only subject I had prepared for 1 month at a stretch. I had notes prepared, I written on everything, but at the end of the day, maybe that was a learning for me that all my 3 exams should go very good. So that is why whatever were my mistakes, I felt once I wrote my reg exam here, I'm like, I'm not even 50% sure that I might pass it. But whatever I have learned from this exam is definitely going to help me in all my other 3 papers. So as I don't repeat my mistakes in my preparation terms, while I'm writing anything. So I have this strategy that stick to the book. You have any supporting software, MCQs, any material, but it is at the end of the day, that book which is, you can say Gita, Bible, Quran, whatever you say, for your exam, that is what is important. Because MCQ is an extract from that, a simulation is an extract from that. But at the end of the day, that is your key material. So how much thorough you are with that book will, help you more in your exam.
So will you suggest by using Excel in examination or use Calc? That's the best.
I am a hand person, not a system person, sorry. And Excel, I never understood how it works. I tried twice or thrice in my practicing also. I'm like, okay, that's taking a lot of time. So I had given this, request for the written paper and pencil. Some people find it easy doing it on the board with a marker. But I feel that, okay, by writing it, rubbing it, and then if I'm looking for something back, going back. Like I told you, 1 or 2 MCQs also repeated. So I have my answer right behind. I just have to put in again the numbers. So that way I felt a pencil and a paper was very easy, nice for me. And they provide you a calculator in Dubai. I'm not sure about how it goes in US, but in Dubai they provide you with a calculator. You don't have to request that, they provide you also.
So in case of written communication, we can go front and back.
It's a testlet. That entire last testlet is for written communications. You have 3 written communications that those 3 you can alter. Which one you want to do first, you want to. Okay. That way you can alter. Within the testlet, you can jump questions, but you cannot jump testlets. That's all. Anything else, guys?
So what will be the best combination of parts we can go and take?
I don't know what's combination, but it depends. It varies from a person to person. So I would say suggest a difficult exam and an easy exam, pair them together, whatever you feel. So that way, you know which you have to concentrate more, but it is not like you have to concentrate less on that, but you don't have to worry more about that. That's all I can say there.
So in what way your CMA helps for these?
CMA, it's like 40 to 50% of DEC is one full paper of CMA for me. So except for the IT and the corporate governance and all, most of the costing part and then the financial management part is one of the subjects, I think part B of CMA. So that.
So you refer parallelly in the CMA?
Oh, I didn't have so much of time. It's and I told you, like I like costing, I like playing with numbers, so that pretty much helped me. And some people are afraid of BC because there are a lot of formulas in it. You have formulas for every chapter, you have ratios, you have variances. So I pretty much say that if you are, you know how that formula has come, don't memorize the formula. Learn how that formula has come. Why you are, dividing this number by this, or why you are subtracting that. It's better if you know that. If you forget the formula also, it might help you. And sometimes they are, kind enough to give you formulas in your simulation. They'll give you one tab with the formulas. So they're kind enough to give you formulas if you're doing ratios or something. So that again can be your strong point there.
Any approach for audit sims?
Audit sims. What are the authoritative literature? It is very helpful. I wrote 3 of my sims from the authoritative literature only. That's what I told you, right? You should know how you search from the authoritative literature. Once you get the right section you're looking for, you can solve your entire sim from it. That's how helpful it can be, and that's how tricky also it can be. And that's what 3 of my sims from authoritative literature.